Welcome, Marvel Maniacs! Today we're digging through Marvel's weirdest basement, the forgotten floors of the Weapon Plus program. This isn't just Weapon X, it's everything the lab buried under classified, including mutant squirrels with abs, swamp monsters who need couples therapy, and the kind of science that makes your insurance rates spike. We're exposing 7 levels of super science madness, where side projects like Brute Force, Skinless Man, Man-Thing, and Adam prove that even Marvel can't resist a good or terrible cloning spree. If you thought sentient salad dressing was weird, wait till you meet the cybernetic dolphins. So grab your hazard goggles and moral exit clauses. It's time for twisted science, mutant mayhem, and HR policies that only a comic book would dare approve. Let's kick this off with Level 1, where the forgotten experiments begin. Let's set the stage. World War II. The world's most ambitious science project starts with the US government desperate to out-weird the Nazis. Enter Steve Rogers, a guy so fragile he makes tofu look durable. The army turns him down harder than a vegan at barbecue night. But Dr. Erskine sees something in Steve besides a knack for surviving asthma attacks. He sees guts. Get back! And by guts, I mean madman-level willingness to get injected with mysterious fluids in a suspicious basement. Erskine's plan? Inject him with a perfected super soldier serum, zap him with Vita rays, and hope he doesn't explode like a bad soda can. Spoiler, Steve survives. He steps out the chamber more shredded than a cheese grater and tall enough to finally ride roller coasters. All his medical problems gone. In their place, peak human speed, strength, and enough national pride to trigger international incidents just by flexing. Suddenly, Captain America is born. But behind the star-spangled abs, the government sees dollar signs and blueprints. Project Rebirth worked. Let's copy-paste it onto everyone. And just like that, Weapon Plus is born. From there, science dives into a bottomless pit of failed remakes. The serum gets leaked to Hydra, cue Red Skull, the original skincare disaster. Then Soviet knockoffs, American knockoffs, even Hulk knockoffs. Every new test subject has 2 things in common: a massive body count and a disturbing tendency to become someone's trauma-fueled nemesis. Isaiah Bradley gets powers and a life sentence. Hydra forcibly upgrades Bucky Barnes, turning him into a one-armed murder machine. The army repeatedly runs out of ethics and test subjects, but keeps trying. Spoiler, nobody ever gets it just right again. So congratulations, Steve! You're the prototype for half the Marvel Universe's childhood drama, and the government's shining example that sometimes winning science fairs comes with tragic sequels. Level 1. Proof that one miracle makes 1,000 monsters. Just when you thought science couldn't sink lower, Weapon Plus proves you very, very wrong. Level 2 is what happens when Marvel's brightest minds stare at Captain America and say, "Great, but what if squirrels?" No, that's not a typo or a psychedelic fever dream. After Project Rebirth, the government wanted round 2. Instead of more shredded Boy Scouts, they decided to give animal testing a hall pass. DNA cocktails, exoskeletons, and more wires than a bad Wi-Fi setup. The result? Brute Force, a team of cybernetic eco-warriors with squirrel brains and dolphin attitudes. Somewhere in this massive petting zoo, you'll find Wolverini, the most lethal rodent ever to get a Marvel cameo. Tiny, angry, claws included. Weapon 2 blended mutant powers with a biology teacher's worst nightmare. You've got squirrels with Wolverine's DNA, dolphins with combat gear, and rabbits in life-or-death tourneys. Sure, it sounds absurd, but Marvel canon is very clear. This happened, and it's official. The scientists behind Weapon 2 were so desperate for a win, they tried to build killer animals for covert ops and eco-wars. Cute? Sometimes. Nightmare fuel? Always. And while most of Brute Force faded into obscurity, Wolverini stood out. claws, a healing factor, and a serious attitude problem. This squirrel shed more blood than bad fan theories. He fought in tournaments alongside other engineered freaks, often punching way above his weight class. Weapon 2 was the breaking point. No more pretending the program was about noble patriotism or righteous justice. This was the era of, let's slap cyborg parts on whatever moves and call it national defense. When you've pivoted from super soldiers to squirrel commandos, you know somewhere, someone's grant funding has gone wildly off the rails. And if you think that's the weirdest experiment Weapon X ever attempted, strap in. Marvel's next round gets even darker. Welcome to Science's awkward phase, where Weapon Plus stares at Cold War anxiety and asks, what if James Bond was built out of literal spare parts? Harry Pizer is their lucky contestant. A British barrister who's less ace attorney, more human shrink wrap. His skin stretches, morphs, and senses danger, like Marvel's ultimate mask, but with nightmare potential on speed dial. Weapon Plus takes Harry's party trick, spikes it with radioactive enhancement, and hits mute on his conscience. New mission: spy, interrogate, strangle, and possibly violate several Geneva conventions before lunch. Harry quickly achieves what most lawyers only dream of. He's impossible to subpoena and twice as hard to recognize. Espionage becomes his side hustle, and left unsupervised, he racks up a file that makes Black Ops look like a knitting club. Then comes a mission for the Orb of Necromancy, because why not spice espionage with ancient magic? But Weapon Plus loves a good betrayal. They unleash Phantom X, a French accident triple-brain mutant with enough style to make MI6 jealous, whose job is to make sure Harry never wins. Phantom X shoots Harry, filches his mutant skin, and turns it into specialty ammunition, because in Marvel, even your weirdest body parts can be weaponized. Harry survives, just barely, his mutant skin gone, leaving him raw, vengeful, and officially off the polite Christmas card list. Cue the Rocky montage. Harry retrains muscles to mimic lost powers, dreaming of retribution. His comeback as the Skinless Man is equal parts tragic and grotesque. Face-peeling, villain team-ups, and a personal vendetta against Phantom X. Eventually, he joins the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, proving office politics are deadly at every scale. Deadpool Squad finally pulls the curtain on Harry's horror arc during a no-rules brawl fit for the mutant history books. Weapon 3 ends where all office dramas should, with lawsuits, tears, and at least one superhuman facial reconstruction. Pro tip, if your boss hands you a skin removal mission, update your resume and move to another universe. If you thought the previous experiments were a wet blanket for human rights, welcome to the Bayou of Bad Decisions. Enter Dr. Ted Sallis, a biochemist so committed to fighting chemical warfare, he sets up shop in the Florida Everglades, a locale famous for mosquitoes, mud, and zero oversight. Ted's serum is supposed to make soldiers immune to toxins. In reality, it turns lab rats into salad dressing and marriages into cautionary tales. Hiding from the world and probably his HOA, Ted's personal life tanks when his wife Ellen sides with AIM, the Marvel think tank for evil geniuses who can't pass background checks. She lures him into an ambush because nothing says date night like corporate espionage. Cornered and desperate, Ted injects himself with a serum, then attempts a Florida getaway, ending with a car crash straight into supernatural muck. Cue transformation. Instead of dying or filing the world's weirdest insurance claim, Ted is reborn as Man-Thing, a giant swamp creature whose powers include burning people who feel fear, dimensional travel for those who miss their flight, and super strength that makes gym memberships obsolete. Ted's wife gets her own twisted arc courtesy of some facial scarring. The government stabs official failure on Weapon 4, but the truth is so much wilder. Science collides with magic, and now the Everglades have a living, breathing PTSD metaphor with vines. Man-Thing is less soldier, more myth. Equal parts monster, mystic portal, and metaphor for bad breakups. But don't let the eco-friendly powers fool you. This experiment left Ted with more emotional baggage than Florida's alligator population. Weapon 4 isn't just a failed super soldier, he's Marvel's foggiest cautionary tale. So if your biochem project turns you into a sentient bog, maybe take the loss and enroll in yoga instead. Weapon Plus had already turned soldiers into patriot-tainted beefcakes, cybernetic squirrels, and traumatized lawyers. So, of course, the next logical step is intergalactic wardrobe malfunctions. Meet Weapon V. This time, S.H.I.E.L.D. unearths a dragon made of living darkness, Kindle from the Arctic, because someone read too many Norse myths and thought, this looks like a cuddly pet. Their brilliant move? Bond alien symbiote goo with unsuspecting soldiers. The mission brief: survive if possible. Bonus points if you don't become a soul-eating abomination. Vietnam field tests take a hard left from history class. Soldiers bonded with Gindle fragments begin mutating on the spot. Flesh warps, eye glows, and personal boundaries vanish quicker than budget oversight. Some hosts turn into sentient razor blade nightmares, others into walking disasters fueled by symbiote rage. Fury, carnage, and power clustering. It's group therapy for failed science projects, with extra tentacles. The program collapses after missions devolve into massacres so wild, even cable news stop reporting on them. Weapon Plus doubles down, launching Weapon V as a grand reboot, hoping to control the chaos by tweaking the DNA and ending the hive mind madness. You know it's bad when controlling symbiotes is your company's memo. But in Marvel, reboots just means more suffering. Enter Carnage, Marvel's answer to what if your biological armor was powerful by unhinged nihilism? He storms the facility, wipes out staff, and traumatizes anyone still alive. The survivors scarred, shell-shocked, and eligible for about 7 PTSD diagnoses each. Witness Weapon V's true legacy. Symbiote suits so unstable, they become living arsenal nightmares, loaded with claws, fangs, viral tendrils, and enough instability to get banned from eBay. By the end, Weapon V is Marvel's cautionary tale on mixing alien goo with government hubris. If your program needs a kill switch and a therapist per participant, maybe pivot to regular internships. Level 5, Mutant Fashion so dangerous, every fitting comes with a body count. Weapon Plus now pivots from mutant monsters to street-level powerhouses because prison experiments are all the rage among scientists who failed ethics class twice. Enter Carl Lucas, Harlem's resident tough guy. Lucas isn't evil, he's just unlucky. Set up by his childhood friends Willis Stryker and shipped off to Seagate Prison for a frame job so dirty it makes soap nervous. Seagate isn't your average summer camp. Here, Dr. Noah Bernstein, Vietnam vet and government science daredevil, hunts for the next super soldier. The experiment, cellular regeneration, with best subjects dropping faster than Marvel movie continuity. Lucas gets strapped down, doused in chemicals, and forced through a process so dicey, the staff keep morgue forms handy. Against all odds, Lucas walks out with skin tougher than titanium and strength to bend steel pipes, cars, or the prison's cafeteria rules. Bullets bounce off, blades snap, and Lucas says no thanks to anonymous codenames. He calls himself Luke Cage, freelancing hero powers instead of serving his abusers. A Weapon VI prototype who flips the villain agenda and starts protecting real people. But even for Cage, victory isn't clean. The trauma, abandonment, betrayal, and near-death science lingers. His upgrades are permanent, but his trust issues are too. Seagate Prison became the epicenter of Weapon Plus's drama, forced metamorphosis, deadly science, and urban legends that grow with every retelling. Level 6 marks Weapon Plus's pivot into maybe try not violating prisoner rights on day one. Cage's origin is positive proof. Super soldier creation works best when you combine illegal chemistry, betrayal, and stubborn hope. If your first test subject builds a business instead of a kill squad, maybe you're finally onto something Marvel can cheer for. When Weapon Plus graduates to mind control, you know the HR manual is officially in the shredder. Meet the chilling byproducts. Adam and Nuke, 2 cases of Patriotism by chemical force. First up is Adam, Marvel's walking Captain America knockoff. Obsessed with living up to Steve Rogers, Adam's given superhuman abilities, rapid healing, and a control chip in his brain, so every government command sounds like divine gospel. Adam becomes the ultimate puppet, marching, fighting, all while thinking he's the real Cap. The kicker? He's ordered to defend a lab, and then blow it sky high. No questions, just obedience. Shock twist! Devotion mutated into weaponized tragedy. Then comes Frank Simpson, nicknamed Nuke. Frank's childhood is a festival of every psychologist's red flag: abuse, manipulation, and weaponized trauma. Kidnapped by Weapon Plus and tailored in Project Homegrown, covert ops for kill-happy patriots. Frank's brain is twisted with dangerous phrases that turn him into a one-man massacring army whenever triggered. Weapon Plus upgrades Frank with a second heart because screw biology, a reinforced skeleton, and a prescription for red, white, and blue pills, each controlling his rage, stability, and mood like a patriotic mood ring. When no VC gets spoken, he becomes a berserker with superhuman resilience and a talent for creating headlines that run longer than his rap sheet. Both Adam and Nuke are proof that Weapon Plus sees devotion and trauma as upgradable features, not bugs. Each program burns through test subjects, twisting noble ambition into disaster. When patriotism is one pill away from murder sprees, you've left heroics in the dust. Level 7, where government pride becomes a chemical leash, and super soldiers are just one failed therapy session from going nuclear. So there you have it, 7 levels of Weapon X madness, ranging from jacked up patriots to government squirrels that could outbench Wolverine, and swamp monsters that could make couples therapy look easy. Throughout every experiment, a single theme recurs. Each attempt to build a better soldier leaves more trauma, body parts, and lawsuits than actual improvement. Weapon Plus may have started as a quest for perfection, but it quickly spiraled into what could possibly go wrong if we just keep going. If you're still here, I hope your survival instinct is better than Weapon X project management. So, what's the lesson? Whether you're ordinary, mutant, or squirrel adjacent, never trust a scientist with a grudge and access to government funding. Drop your wildest Weapon X experiment ideas in the comments. Bonus points for designs that violate at least 3 ethics guidelines. Smack that subscribe button for more Marvel mayhem and mutant misery. And remember, when HR fails, superheroes just call it character building. Weapon X. Proof that sometimes the deadliest weapon is whoever survives the experiment.